everyone, so today I am doing a really basic, simple beginner's eyeshadow video. This is perfect for beginners. It's really simple, really easy, and really effective. I think it's such a pretty look. And you can use this technique and play around with different colors, and it'll really just help you understand like the basics of eyeshadow. You can only improve from here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it helps. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your eyelids are primed. Again, priming is just the same as like priming a house before you paint it. It's going to make sure that the area is really smooth. It's going to make sure that your oil doesn't come through and make your eyeshadows crease and fade. It's just going to keep the eyeshadow in place for a lot longer and make it look a lot neater and more vivid. It's going to bring out the colors. The one that I love is by Benefit. This one is a little bit pricey. Elf has an amazing one, which is only like $1 US. So check out the Elf one if you are a beginner, just because it's a good like staple, like entry level eye primer. If you don't have an eye primer, you can even use a tiny bit of concealer and powder. I've already got concealer and powder on my eyelids now, and even this would do the job, but a proper primer is just one step better. So I just put it on my lid like this. You don't want to use too much, of course. You can always add a little bit more if you need it. And then just use your finger to gently blend this in and make sure you cover your entire eyelid up to the brow bone. Now, I'm going to be using 3 eyeshadows. I think 3 eyeshadows is the staple. So the first shade you want is a pale color, which is 2 or 3 shades lighter than your skin tone. This one here is Vanilla Bean by Makeup Geek. It can be matte, it can be shimmery, whatever you want, it doesn't matter. Just a light color like this. Then you want a deeper color for your crease, and since this is an everyday kind of look that I'm showing you today, this is just a really nice warm kind of brown color, and as you can see, it's 1 or 2 shades darker than my natural skin tone. You don't want anything too dark, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit tricky to blend, and I'm going to show you how to blend soon. And this is called Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek. And Makeup Geek eyeshadows are super affordable, that's why I'm using them today, plus they're amazing. And then for a third color, you want your lid color. And I'm using a really beautiful gold color, and this is super shimmery. It's a foiled eyeshadow by Makeup Geek, and it's called Magic Act. Magic Act. Why am I struggling to say that? And then I am going to use 3 eye brushes, and these are like staple eye brushes. If you're only gonna buy 1 eyeshadow brush, this is the most important. This is called an eyeshadow blender brush, and mine has glue all over it. It's the XO Beauty eyeshadow blender brush, and this is just gonna make blending a dream. It's gonna be so much easier for you to create a really flawless effect. The second most important one is just a staple flat eyeshadow brush like this. And this is really good just for applying eyeshadow anywhere. You can use it under the brow bone, you can use it on the lid. And then the other one, which I really love, it's not a necessity, but if you want it, this one is really, really good for under the brow bone. So this is just the order I personally like to go in, and I find the easiest. So I'm taking the middle color, and I'm taking the eyeshadow blender brush. So you want the middle color that you're using in the crease. So the crease of your eye is, if I stick the brush in there, when you look up, there's a crease. So that is the crease. It's where your eye kind of dips in to your bone. And you should be able to feel that in there. And if you've got hooded eyes, your crease might be a little bit lower. So what you can actually do is kind of go just above the crease. If you have eyes like me, you can go right inside the crease. So what I do is I literally take a couple little taps, and the color is all over the brush, tap it off like this, and then I like to start near the outside. So go straight in with your brush, just hold it like a pen, go in and run it side to side like a little windscreen wiper on your car. So back and forth like this. Take a little bit more when you need it, again, tap it off and carry on building it up. So you're just going straight in here. And the rule of thumb is you don't want to blend too far outwards down here. You want to kind of stop. If you put your brush from your nostril to your eyebrow, you want to kind of stop in here somewhere. If you go too far down, it's going to droop your eye down a bit. So you want to keep it just like here and in. I like to just go about 2/3 of the way across, so I'm leaving that very inner corner bare. So I'm just going to continue to build up this color until I'm happy with how it looks. Now if you think you applied too much, let me just put on a bit more so I can explain how to do it. So let's say you put on this much, which I actually think looks good, but say you don't want it that dark. Take your brush, take a tissue, wipe off as much as you can Ideally, you would have another brush that's the same as this but clean, and you would use that to blend it out. But if you just want to buy one brush, just take off as much of that product as you can, and then take the same brush and just kind of buff out the edges. So you can see that it kind of fades up here. So I'm just going to run over that area the exact same. You can even do little circular motions like this, and that will just help to buff out the edges and make it look really, really soft. The key to this area in the crease is just making it look really, really blended in and really soft, so you can't see any harsh lines or edges. Now don't worry if you get a little bit on the eyelid, because we're going to be putting another colour on top of there soon anyway. So don't worry too much about that. So about there is how I want mine. I want it quite deep because I like a little bit of a dramatic look. If you're just starting out, feel free to go a little bit lighter if this is a bit too intense for you. So again, just buff, 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 buff. Take your time blending and blending. This is like the most important part, is just blending it out. If I show you both of my eyes, you can see that this one just has a lot more warmth, and it also defines your eyes a bit because it really brings out that crease and makes your eyes look more like deep set and pretty. So you just want to do the exact same thing on the other side. Just buff, buff, buff. Little circles, little windscreen wiper motions, and just keep doing that until you're happy with how it looks. This is the hardest part of your eyeshadow as well, guys. So take your time on this step and you'll be good. Now this is like also the most basic of all basic eye tutorials. Once you've nailed this technique, there's a million different ways you can go with your eyeshadows. This is just like the bare basics. Once you do this, you will be away. So our crease is done. What you can also do for an optional step, if you want your eyes to look a little bit more sultry, you can take a little bit more and apply that just underneath with that same brush. Make sure you get it right up near that lash line. This might be a little bit tricky if you're not used to having things near your eyes, but eventually you'll get there. I can like shove stuff in my eyes these days and not even flinch. And if I show you the difference, that just kind of makes my eye look a little bit smokier and sexier. If you want a more fresh awake look, just leave it bare. The next step is take your eyelid colour, and your eyelid obviously is just the eyelid, like where your eyeball is. Sorry, that was kind of gross. So I'm taking the foiled eyeshadow Magic Act, which I cannot pronounce for some reason today, and an eyeshadow brush. Basically every single brand has a brush just like this. You don't have to use XO Beauty ones. XO Beauty is my own brand if you didn't know. What you want to do, again, just take a little bit and take less than you think you need, because you can build it up. And then again, tap it off. The reason we're tapping is it's going to drop any excess powder from the brush onto your hand or wherever you're tapping it. Because if you just go ahead and put that on, sometimes it'll fall down here onto your face and then you're going to create just like a big mess. So just take a little bit, tap it off. And then you want to put this colour on your eyelid. So if you look straight ahead, you don't want to go into the crease where we've applied that other colour. You just want to stick it straight on the lid. So if I show you, and when I am applying this, I'm tapping it. I'm not swiping it. I'm not going like this. What I'm doing is I'm just tapping up and down. And that'll give you more pigment payoff, and the pigment is like the colour. So it's going to give you a brighter, bolder colour effect. So I'm just patting that on top of my eyelid, and I'm just moving side to side until my entire eyelid is covered. You can go in with a little bit more and just build up the colour. So you can see I've stopped right in that crease line. I'm not sure if you can see. So when I open my eyes like this, it's not gone too high. When I apply my makeup, I don't know if you've noticed, I've got a mirror down here and I tilt my head back. So my eyes are open, but I can see my entire eyelid. So you kind of want to be like looking up your own nose. Rather than going like this and then trying to shut one eye and do it, it's a lot easier if you just tilt your head back and then go like that. So you can see already that this eye makeup looks super pretty, and this is so easy. If you follow these steps, it's almost impossible to screw it up, I promise. Now I haven't put it right on the inner corner. I've kind of stopped just before the inner corner, and the inner corner is just that inner part of your eye just here. So I've put the lid colour up to about here, because we're going to take that last colour and put it there. I'll show you in a second. So again, on this eye, just tap, 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 until the entire eyelid is covered. If you want to, by all means, stop here. If you don't want to go any further, if this is enough for you, stop here. Before you move on, if you find that it's looking a little bit too harsh, like this eye here, you can kind of see there's quite a harsh line of gold. go back in with your little fluffy brush, and it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of that eyeshadow left on there still, and then just run it right in that crease, right where the two colours meet, and that'll just help to blend out and soften that harsh line. Alright, so the final step, if you're wanting to do this, is highlighting your eyes. So to highlight, you want to use a pale shade, and what this is going to do is it's going to bring out the features that you apply it to. So what I mean by that is that you can take your little tapered brush, or if you want, you can still use a brush like this, just make sure it's a clean one because you don't want to get gold everywhere. So I'm taking this brush here, this is a tapered top eye brush, again, tap off the excess, and then I'm putting this, you can already see the natural kind of highlight on my brow bone. So I'm going to put this just underneath my eyebrow, and I can show you how to fill in your eyebrows in a different video, by the way. You want to just apply that above where the crease colour is. So you can see the brown, you want to put it above there. And what this is going to do is it's going to help give the illusion of higher eyebrows. So it's going to make your eyes look more wide awake, it's going to really lift and brighten up the entire eye. And again, you want to highlight anywhere you want to bring out, and a good one is your inner corner. So just pop that right on that inner corner, and that helps to kind of open up your eyes again and make you look more wide awake, because sometimes we get quite dark in that area. So this will just freshen up the entire look. So that is the finished eye. Look how pretty that is. It's so simple, 3 different eyeshadows and you're away. So of course, just do the exact same on the other side, just right underneath that eyebrow. And again, I'm just taking that blending brush and just running that across just to make sure that everything is well blended. So that is literally it. I'm not even going to use any eyeliner at all. I'm just going to put on some mascara for you so you can see how it looks finished. And if you want to use eyeliner and everything, I'll do a tutorial later on as well for that. If you want to use eyeliner, you can just go ahead and put that on now. You can use absolutely any mascara you want. I love Covergirl ones, I love L'Oreal ones, I love Maybelline ones, I love Chi Chi ones. I am going to be doing a beginner's makeup kit at some stage, so if that's already up, I'll link it down below, but I don't think it'll be up yet. Otherwise, keep an eye out for it because I will be filming that sometime soon. Okay. So with mascara, again, I like to tilt my head right back, because if I apply it like this, you're more likely to kind of slip and get some mascara on your eyelid or in your eyebrow. So just tilting your head back in this really unflattering way lets you get right into the root, which is like right where your eyelash is growing out of your eyeball, and then get right up to the tip without getting near your eyelid. But I'm going to show you how to fix your mascara in case you do screw up, and in case you do like get somewhere, I'm going to teach you how to get rid of it. So I like to kind of blink into my mascara. I feel like mascara is a very personal technique. Different things work for everybody. So again, just play around with it and see what works for you. I like to frown, like lift up my eyebrows as far as I can, and then I blink into it. And I kind of twist the wand with my fingers, like I roll it towards my eye. So it really gets in between my eyelashes and separates them. It helps you get lots and lots of product on your eyelashes so they look really nice and long. And then I like to take it downwards. So hold it like this and then go on that inner corner and just kind of go from root to tip again. You can see the difference that a simple coat of mascara makes to your eye look. I like to do a couple coats. So I'm just going to do the other eye and then I'll go back to this one. So let's just do a little bit. Let's say we accidentally got some on our eye. That was totally an accident. Don't worry guys, I do it all the time. I would say at least 5 times out of every 8 times I wear makeup, I get mascara on my eyelids, so don't feel bad. What you want to do is completely ignore it. You want to leave it there for as long as you can. I like to leave it there for at least a minute. And the reason you want to wait is because once it dries, it's not going to smudge. If you go straight in now and try to wipe it, it's just going to smudge everywhere because it's a wet product. So you want to wait until it's completely dry, and then it kind of crumbles off when you wipe it. So I'll show you that in a moment. I like to put mascara on my bottom lashes too. That's just personal preference. Some people say don't do it. I reckon it looks good, so just do whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, so the mascara is now on. So this has been sitting here for like, I don't know, a minute or 2. All you need is a cotton tip. And then just really lightly, I like rotate the cotton bud around as I'm flicking it. You just want to start flicking it. And as you can see, it is coming straight off. And then once you've got a little bit of product on there, of course, flip it around. And then continue, just flick, 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 flick. And it's gone. It's like it never happened. And then if you want, Go back in with your blending brush once again and just make sure you blend that spot out just in case it never happened. So that is your how-to on how to get the most perfect, everyday, simple eye look. I hope it was helpful. I hope I explained it well enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please thumbs up and I'll talk to you soon. Bye! Warmth to your body because it's not just super thin or anything. The lighting is driving me nuts. And it's really, really soft fabric as well. This will just look so good on top of a white t-shirt, blue jeans, some boots, boom, out the door. Next up we have this like bodysuit. Is that what these are called? I think so. Basically it is like full over where your butt sits, and then it's got little cutouts